Hi, I know, you thought you were going to get to see Randy. Today, I thought I'd take some time to introduce myself. I'm Cathy, the Real Gunsmith's wife, and I am one behind the scenes, the one that sorts through all the emails, replies to the emails after Randy's let me know what to write down because he's busy doing gun work. And I do take care of the office, bookkeeping, errands, help down in the shop when he needs it. And in the last 10 months, 9 months now, I have been doing video and production of our YouTube, Vimeo, and Patreon channels. And that is not anything I had any experience with, so there's a steep learning curve. Bear with me, I'm getting there, but it's still a learning curve. So that's what I do, and Randy and I have been married a little over 42 years now, and I have been, even though he was not necessarily known as the Real Gunsmith, I've been behind him, supporting him, helping him for all of this time, and it's an amazing process. So just a little bit about myself. I come from a family of ranchers and farmers, mechanic, lumber, but my dad's family were ranchers in northern Colorado for since in the 1860s, and my mom's family moved to Colorado in the late 1930. So I grew up in that part of the country with relatives down there, but mostly southeastern Wyoming. When the ranch we were living at southwest of Laramie, when my sister and I started school, when she started school, she was 2 years ahead of me. The school had been closed for years. They opened a school for her. It was a one-room schoolhouse, and she was the only student that year. By the time I started, 2 years later, there was 3 of us, and I think the following year there was a few times that there was 7 of us. 1 to 5 students was about the average while we were there. We moved when I was in 4th grade, but wide open spaces, the foothills of the Rocky Mountains, and lots of prairie. Growing up on ranches is something I highly recommend. It's a lot of freedom, a lot of hard work, and my sister and I wouldn't have traded it for anything. So anyway, we went to that little one-room schoolhouse. I went to some other small schools, ended up graduating from Chugwater. As time went on, I ended up working down in Fort Collins again. That's where Randy and I met, and the rest, as they say, is history. So we are parents to 3 children. We have 2 daughter-in-laws and 8 grandchildren. So as far as the business goes, do all the bookwork, do errands, help down in the shop when needed, just behind the scenes, obviously. So besides the behind the scenes doing this for the Real Gunsmith, for our Vimeo, YouTube, and Patreon channels, I do what I can at church, and I like to hunt. I have hunted bighorn sheep and moose and deer, but because of health issues, I limit myself to putting in for a cow elk tag, which I have been very fortunate in drawing every year, and it's just in this area right around the house. I don't know how much longer I'll be able to do that, not because of health, but because there might not be any more elk in this area to hunt then. But as you know, Randy's talked about that, and that's another story. So hunt antelope when I'm lucky enough to draw a tag in a close area, and that happens fewer times than I'd like. And I crochet for our church ministry, and also to just drop some off at the cancer center, and for friends or family that may need a prayer shawl, and do that as I can. I'm interested in doing Photoshop to help with website video production, but just for fun. Read, do a lot of photography. We have an excellent source of wildlife, birds, scenery around here to get involved with and do photography for, and that's a passion of mine. There's a side of Randy that you all see as the Real Gunsmith, And I want you to see another side of Randy. Besides my husband, he has been my caretaker for 20 years. I got terribly sick 20 years ago in 1999 in the fall. Our youngest son, Landon, was still living at home, and the two of them carried me through some of the worst times of my life. I survived, obviously, but it's health issues that are still associated with that. I've just learned to adjust, and thanks be to God, I'm much better than I was then. But it's been a roller coaster ride. Without Randy, I couldn't have done it. So thank you, dear. Love you. I just want you to know that besides his Real Gunsmith, he's behind me as much or more than I'm behind him in support, because he does an awful lot for me to take care of me, and I wouldn't be here without him. So that and a cancer bout 7 years ago that he held me up, held me together, supported me, pulled me through. Yeah, the doctors might have had something to do with it. Not as much as he did. So I just wanted to give a shout out to him for all of the help that he has given me over the years, and takes care of me and still does and always will. So just thought I'd let you know that. For business, a little shout out. If you have commented on our YouTube channel, I don't see it so much on Patreon and Vimeo, but on the YouTube channel, if you see comments of yours that have disappeared, it is because I can no longer allow URLs to be posted on there. We had a couple, and they were fine, and there's probably most of them are fine, but I had a couple that when I clicked on them to see what they were about were really nasty sites, even though the name looked like, okay, it's to do with rifles or hunting or something. It wasn't. So I no longer do that, because I'm not going to subject myself or our viewers to clicking on a URL that may be really nasty. So I just don't allow them at all. If you want to reference something that is valid, you can say, for instance, check out Mr. XYZ on YouTube, and he's talking about ABC. And as long as it's valid and has to do with the video that you're commenting on, I will allow that comment to be posted. And it probably will be posted because there's just certain things that come up as flags, and then I have to go in and allow them or disallow them. So the URLs right now are held for my review, and I do not allow them anymore. And there's really no way that I've seen to alert everybody to that. So I wanted to take this time to do that. Also, if you disagree with Randy, fine, have at it. But if you can't be civil about it, if you have to have a filthy mouth about it, forget it. That comment is going to be trashed, because that's what it is, trash. You can disagree civilly, and yes, this is a guy channel, and I understand that, but keep it PG-13 or better, hopefully, because we don't allow that kind of talk in our house. We're not going to have it on our channel. So if you want to disagree, fine. Even some people that agree the language is filthy, it's not allowed. So those comments have been trashed. So you know who to blame. It's me, because I'm the channel monitor, and I don't allow that stuff on there. So just thought I'd let you know that. There is a big thank you to all of you. We're coming up on 2 million views in a little over 2 years on this channel, and it's mind-boggling. By YouTube standards, that's not viral at all. To us, it is, because even though we were told that this could happen, we just couldn't imagine it. And yet, the support that so many of you show, anywhere from 90 to 98% of the comments, are so positive, so uplifting, so gratifying. Makes us humble that you take the time to comment so favorably, and we appreciate it, because without all of you, we wouldn't be where we are now as far as reaching out to people, and for Randy sharing his information. So thank you very much. We both appreciate it from the bottom of our heart. We ask God to bless you, and that you may be blessed as much as we have. So just thought I'd give you again a shout out. My name is Cathy, the Real Gunsmith's wife, and you guys all take care. Bye.